Almost done. And boom. Look. I mean, a little jack-o'-lantern. I mean, I didn't like cut it open and put in a candle or anything like that, but for $1, I think this is a pretty good jack-o'-lantern. Look. It's kind of cute too. I mean, not as cute as me, but I mean, it's kind of cute. Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a super spooky episode of Los Angeles Bias. I'm your host Russell, here in my apartment in the amazing University of Southern California as usual, and I'm going to take this off my face because it's actually really starting to hurt. That is part of my costume. Actually, the rest of my costume is right here. Actually, I'm going to move that so you guys can see the victory sign. That's right, that's a new addition to the set along with some just other red stuff. I think I'm going to do up this scene back here to kind of make it more festive for the videos from now on. But welcome to Los Angeles Bias. Thank you guys so much for checking this episode out. We've got a lot to talk to you about in this episode. Even though UCLA had a bye, Sasha sent me an amazing video with some great commentary. I'll be talking to you guys about this past Thursday's Cal game. I have some amazing footage from that game. Thank you guys so much for checking out this episode, and welcome to LA Bias.
Wait, that's going to him. Let's go. Let's go, Dory. Let's go. Go, Dory. Let's go. Atta boy, Dory.
Alright guys, so let's just jump on into it, shall we? So this past Thursday, Cal came on down to the Coliseum and played the USC Trojans in a Pac-12 After Dark game, which is, those games are always just so much fun. I mean, everyone knows that the Pac-12 officiating is usually pretty garbage, and everybody knows just some crazy stuff always seems to happen at Pac-12 After Dark. I mean, the entire half of the nation, east half of the nation, never watches because it's so late. So we over here on the West Coast just get to enjoy it all to ourselves. But yeah, I had an amazing time at the game. Went with some great friends. Got to see kind of I wouldn't call it a shootout because we definitely were able to limit Cal considering their offense. Limiting Cal to I believe what was 24 points is seriously limiting the Cal offense, considering they don't have a defense and they just love to sling that ball everywhere. The one thing I will say nicely about Cal is that I actually really like their offensive coordinator. I'm not sure who he is, but I do like the plays he calls. They just, I don't know, they seem to really fit the situation. Our defense was just able to shut them down, but there were every now and again they get these big plays and I was like, ooh, that was a great call. That was really smart. But in the end, USC was able to put up 45 points on the Cal Bears while limiting them to I believe 24 in the Coliseum. I mean, it was just play after play after play. USC was just boom, 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 boom. Whether it be the first offensive play of the game for USC, where Rojo took it down the field, I believe a 70-yard carry just to start things off. I actually have that. I don't know if I'll include that in this video, but I will definitely include it in one of the later videos, maybe for the Washington video, since I won't be able to go to that game, obviously. But yeah, every play just seemed to be a highlight. It was fantastic. Sam Darnold had a great game. Our running backs had an amazing game. I mean, let's talk about Ronald Jones. Ladies and gentlemen, you need to talk to your kids about Ronald Jones. It's getting serious, ladies and gentlemen. He had a personal best of 233 yards this past Thursday against the Cal Bears. I mean, and that's while sharing reps with the Cedric Ware. And yes, Pac-12 announcers, maybe it was Fox or whatever, it's a Cedric Ware. That's how you say his name, but good try. But yes, Ronald Jones had the night of his life. He had an amazing game. Like I said, from the first run, he was just off to the races on a horse. I believe he had 2 touchdowns, 2 of them walking in. He was spinning out of tackles. He had great ball control. There were a couple where they really tried to strip him, but he held that ball high and tight. Like, excuse my language, but like my coaches used to tell me back in high school, they tell you to rub the tit raw, and he just held that ball up to his chest. It was not going anywhere. Sam Darnold had a pretty good game. A couple of balls thrown errantly here and there, but I think that's just a sign of a young quarterback. He definitely got his receivers in the game. I'm going to talk to you about Juju, because boy, oh boy, Juju had a game. He did not have any touchdowns, but those little in-between plays here and there, whether it be just the little, 8-yard gains, or maybe, he gets a 20-yard gain, he was just on a roll. I mean, there's this great play, I will include that one in this video, where he catches the ball maybe 10 yards, maybe no less than that, 5 yards off the line of scrimmage, and his thing is to stiff arm. All right, he's a strong man. That is a grown man. You don't call him a boy. He is a strong man. He's got some arm strength, and he loves to stiff arm. He loves to take his hand and shove it in your face, and that's what he did to the Cal Bears this past Thursday. There was this one play, he catches the ball about 5 yards off the line of scrimmage, and stiff arms one guy, stiff arms the next guy. Then they both try to gang tackle him, and I swear to God, he just took his big ass hand and stiff armed both of them at the same time. Everyone in the student section was freaking out. It was an awesome play. He was hyped, and I think maybe the highlight of the game was the Juju on that beat. That was hilarious. I don't remember. I believe it was right after halftime, or maybe Cal just scored. But Juju is on the kick return team. He's on that front line, and guy in the PA, he starts playing Juju on that beat, and Juju just starts dancing to it. A couple of weeks ago, he released a video on Twitter where something everyone's been waiting for. That viral hit of everyone dancing to that song, and he killed it. Obviously, I mean, his song's in the goddamn song, so his name's in the goddamn song. And so yeah, he was just dancing to it on the field. The student section was just hyped. I got a little bit of that, so I'll be sure to put that in the video. But it was just all in all a fun game. We are still having a problem with turnovers. Max Brown, he definitely, he's a young quarterback, and it shows sometimes. 2 fumbles and a pick, I do believe, which against most teams that have a defense and an offense, that usually means we will lose. So we're lucky to have those mistakes against teams where we can make up for it quite easily. But he's definitely getting better. I can see the maturity every week. This upcoming week is homecoming, so I'll definitely be going to that. But we do play the Oregon Ducks 4 o'clock at the Coliseum, Saturday evening game. So I'll be there. I'll be able to get footage for you guys. And yeah, currently odds, Vegas says we're going to win by 2 touchdowns, and I think personally we're going to win by more. I really consider Oregon to be a not as good version of Cal. So it should be a fun game, maybe get some tailgating footage for you guys. But Sasha was able to send me his segment earlier today, commenting on UCLA's bye. Once again, not the happiest video in the world, but with the UCLA USC matchup coming up, I don't know. We'll see who the new king of Los Angeles is in a couple weeks. But go ahead, Sasha, take it away.
All right. How's it going, you guys? So UCLA had a bye week this weekend. Got some rest for the upcoming Colorado game on Thursday night. So we'll be going away from the usual post-game analysis that we've been doing, or the post-game review, and kind of more looking forward to this week's game and the upcoming games later this season. So Colorado in Boulder, primetime, Thursday night, fully expect to lose that game. Colorado's probably the most complete team in the Pac-12 South, maybe behind USC, maybe in front of USC, but it'll be the most complete team we've played this year, other than Texas A&M. They're really good, and nobody predicted that earlier this season. I would have never seen it coming. I expected them to be better, but I didn't expect them to be this good. Number 1 in the Pac-12 South. Fully expect to lose the game, especially if the running game can't get going like it hasn't the entire season. And especially if Mike Faithfull plays, which he will, because Rosen looks to be out for the rest of the season with some nerve damage, which doesn't bode well at all for even his future if he can't get that going, because nerves are just so unpredictable and so iffy. If you guys know who Jaylen Brown is, he has nerve damage in his knee, and it looks like he'll come back from it, but it was always a question of whether or not he'll ever even be able to play again, or if he'll ever have his knee back to 100%. And when you're a quarterback, relying so much on your throwing shoulder, having nerve damage there is extremely unpredictable, extremely tough to deal with, and it's not easy as a fan kind of hearing that. And then you just hope that he's back for next season, that he gets that nerve going again, that it's all back to normal. But for now, Mike Faithfull again against Colorado. again, run game isn't going to get going, most likely. Passing game might do well like they did against Utah last week, but I don't think it's going to be enough to carry the entire team. Hopefully the defense steps up. If they do, and the passing game does get going, there's a slight chance, but I don't see either of those things happening. And I expect it to be just a blowout on national television, unfortunately. But that's the way the season's gone, so you can't really expect anything else. But after that, they get pretty much a second bye week with Oregon State. And I believe that's at the Rose Bowl. So it's pretty much a second bye week, and that's right before the USC game. So it's a nice little. I don't want to take it too lightly because it could always turn into a trap game, but it doesn't look like Oregon State is any better than they were last year. And last year they were pretty garbage. So we'll see. USC game after the Oregon State game at the Rose Bowl. Fully expect to lose that game as well. USC matches up very well against UCLA. UCLA, especially without Rosen, just stands no chance in that game. Talent alone. Even with Rosen, they probably would have lost, especially with the schemes that both teams run on offense and defense. But without Rosen and the way our run offense is going, I see no way we put up more than 20 points, if that. Game after that is Cal, and that is up in Berkeley, I believe. UCLA's always struggled in Berkeley. I don't think that will be the case this year. I think they'll come off the USC game a little stronger, and I think they'll actually go up to Berkeley and give Cal a loss to end the season. And if that's the way the season turns out, 2 losses, 2 wins, I believe they will make a bowl game. No, they definitely won't make a bowl game. And it'll be a disappointing season all around. Coaching staff changes need to be made. I don't know who at this point, but somebody needs to be accountable. And I don't think it's going to be Jim Mora. I think he's going to get at least one more year from the AD, Dan Guerrero. But we'll see. It doesn't look too bright at the moment. It doesn't, especially next year. If Rosen, if this is a lingering issue for him, the nerve damage, then and if he can't play next year, I don't see any way this gets any better next year, even, especially with the talent that we lose on defense. Tack McKinley, Fabian Moreau, Eddie Vanderdoes, all first or second round talents that are going to be gone next year. We're going to be very thin at those positions because of that. Probably not corner, but thin in most positions because we have a lot of seniors and a lot of juniors that are probably going to be heading off to the NFL. And if Rosen doesn't play next year, it's just doesn't look too good. But we'll see. I'm always going to be hopeful that it will. And yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. Thank you.
Alrighty then, thank you very much, Sasha. Alright, you guys, wow, that motorcycle was very loud. I should really close the window while I'm shooting this sometimes, huh? But, okay, thank you guys so much for checking out this video. Thank you guys for coming back each and every week. Our last video actually got a lot more views than we're used to, so thank you guys so much for that. But yeah, please like and subscribe, share these videos with your friends and family, even though most of you guys are my personal friends and family, but I really appreciate that. I appreciate you guys. But thank you guys so much for checking out this video. Have a very fun and safe Halloween. But thank you guys so much for checking out this episode of LA Buys, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.